Hey guys, Luis Moreno here with 360 Insurance Group. All right, got an agent question here, and this comes up quite a bit. Is I have a 26-year-old who needs an ACA policy. They still live at home under mom and dad. What can I do? I'm going to answer that question, but before I do, I need you to subscribe to my channel. I need for you to like this video and comment. All right, guys. So if you've got a 26-year-old and they're living in the household and mom and dad don't claim the kid, okay, well, it's not a kid anymore, 26-year-old, but they don't claim this person, then what they need to do is this individual needs to get their own ACA policy. What complicated this scenario is, and then whether it's a newer agent and they didn't know how to answer the household questions, the income questions. What complicated this is that the 26-year-old had no income. So they're trying to figure out, what do I do? What can I offer them? So check this out. This is what you can do. All right. So number one is when you're quoting a 26-year-old, okay, 30-year-old, whatever it may be. First thing, when you get on here and you quote, you're going to see three sections here on your Health Sherpa quoting platform. Number one is the information on who is applying for coverage. So you plug in their zip code, you enter their age or their date of birth and choose a gender. Okay, so we got a 26-year-old female. Okay, now what made this complicated for this agent is she lives in the house with mom and dad. So they're asking, do I put 3 people here in this household or do I put 1? Well, the answer depends. If mom and dad are still claiming this 26-year-old, maybe it's a 20-year-old, whatever it may be. If they're claiming that person, then you're going to put the tax household in here. So it may be mom, dad, and that child. Okay. So, but in this scenario, this 26-year-old, mom and dad were not claiming this individual. So this individual would have to have their own tax return, or that the household members would be 1. Now, this is where it gets a little confusing. But they live with mom and dad. They're part of the household. Well, when we're talking here in the world of ACA, the household is the tax household. It's not their actual living household. So there could be 10 people living in this house. That's irrelevant. What matters here is the tax household. So we got a 26-year-old with a household of 1, and then you've got to put the income of that 1 individual. Okay, in this scenario, this individual had no income. Okay, but let's just say that this individual had an income of 20,000. So you would plug in that 20,000 here. When you do that on this far right, you're going to get the results of what you entered. The savings, which is the subsidy amount that they're going to get every single month. And this is what the premium is going to get reduced by. And then depending on their income in the household, they may get CSRs. Okay, cost sharing reductions. This is what lowers the deductibles, the co-insurance, the co-payments, and the out-of-pocket maximum. If they get this, guys, here's the key. This cost sharing reduction benefit that they're getting only applies to silver plans. So you've got to make sure that you go down here and you check off silver. Okay. Here's what happens. I'll do a little demo. Let's just say that we look, let's focus on 1 carrier just to make this easy. And let's just say we go to a bronze plan. You'll notice here on this bronze plan, the premium is 0, the deductible 7,500, the out-of-pocket is 9,000. All right. Now, but you'll see here, no CSR, nothing's been applied here. Okay. Then we can go to a silver plan, same carrier. Now you see the CSR badge applied here. You'll see here a 0 premium, so same thing as the bronze, but the deductible decreased and the out-of-pocket decreased. Let's put this on a compare, just so we can put them side by side. Okay, so here is this is the silver plan and this is the bronze plan. So you'll notice here, the premium is still 0, but look what happened to the deductible. The deductible dropped from 7,500 to 0. Look at the out-of-pocket. This is what really matters. In the grand scheme of things, when we're talking about ACA, the deductible is built into their maximum out of pocket. So ultimately, this is what matters. This is a $9,000 premium. This is or $9,000 out of pocket. This is a $1,700 out of pocket. I have no idea what somebody would want to choose this plan. Okay, look at the copays. The copays for the doctors went from 50 to 0. The specialist went from 100 to 10. Generic drugs went from 25 to 0. And then look what happens to the coinsurance. Over here, we're at 50% coinsurance. The coinsurance has dropped. Guys, there is no reason why you would want to offer this individual this plan. Okay, now let's complicate this thing a little bit more. Okay, because we also have gold plans. Okay, well, why don't we offer gold? Gold is supposed to be better than silver. Okay, well, let's take a look at this. You'll notice here in the gold, there is no CSR badge here. Okay, so let's go in here and let's put this on a compare. All right, so now we have the silver, the bronze, and the gold. We'll take a look at this, guys. Premium went up a little bit. Okay, the deductible went up from, it's still less than the bronze, but it's higher than the silver. And then look at what happened to the out of pocket. Okay, it is less than the bronze, but it's a heck of a lot more than the silver. And look at the copays; they're a little bit higher, less than the bronze, but more than the silver. Guys, in this scenario, no reason to offer a gold plan. It's not like you're getting better coverage. Okay, you're not. The plan, the actually what's covered is the same, regardless of whether you choose bronze, silver, or gold. In this scenario, it just makes a ton of sense to go with the silver. Now, let's get in here and let's remove the income because, as I stated earlier, this individual didn't have any income. So can they get an ACA plan? And yes, they can get an ACA plan. Okay, but now things change. You'll notice here there's no CSRs, there's no subsidies. So they have to pay the full price. Now let's put these things on a side by side. Okay, so we've got bronze in the middle, we've got silver, and we've got gold. All right, now things here are a little bit different. So let's look at the bronze. Lower premium, deductible 75, and the maximum out of pocket is 9,000. Okay, look at what happens in the silver. A little less, not much. They're almost going to pay $100 more to buy down $100 on the out of pocket. Okay, they're also buying down a little bit on the copays, from 50 to 40 for the doctors, from 100 to 80 on the specialist. Generic drugs are a little bit less. The coinsurance is a little less. In this particular scenario, for an extra $100, I personally, my opinion, I don't see the benefit of dropping down or paying the extra 100 to get a silver plan. I just don't see it. Now, let's look at the gold plan. Gold plan's a little, the most expensive. The deductible is a lot lower. The out-of-pocket dropped. Okay, all right, well, that helps. Copays are a lot less. Okay, still maybe in this scenario, the gold may be worth it. But again, it's $108 more a month. So you've got to paint a scenario here for the insured. Is that $108 worth getting a lower deductible, and a lower out-of-pocket maximum? That decision needs to be made by your insured. But whether they have income or not, as long as you have an eligibility, you have a way to get them into get them coverage. And right now we're in late November with open enrollment. You've got to present this scenario to your insured and see what's going to work out best for them. So you could, in this scenario with no income, I throw it out there. Now, if they have no income, and in this scenario, you're probably thinking, well, if they have no income, how are they going to pay for this? In this scenario, where the agent was asking me this question, mom and dad are going to pay for the insurance. So I would present this to the insured. Okay, so and let them decide which one they want to get. Now, if they told me that, you know what, I've got a condition, I've got a surgery is going to come up, I've got something major that's going to come up, then I may push for the 7,000. Okay, the math here would make sense. Okay, $107 extra a month, $108 a month times 12, we're at about $1,200, $1,300 a year. but they're going to get $2,000 less in at risk, or $2,000 less in the out-of-pocket. So for $1,300, they buy down their out-of-pocket and save $2,000. The math in that scenario does make a little more sense. So again, paint the scenario for your insured. Let them decide what they want to do. Guys, so before you leave me, put a comment if you want to. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'm putting out a ton of content to make you better agents. Thank you.